For many institutions, operations currently remain functional. Enrollment is down, but it feels manageable. Budgets are tight, but not broken. This lecture hall is empty, but the structure is still standing, creating a sense the system is intact. This outward calm is a trap. It suggests the system is merely bending under pressure when it is actually quietly fracturing. Relying on this manageable decline as a metric for safety masks the moment when the pressure becomes unrecoverable. 5 permanent forces are pressing down on the sector simultaneously: demographic contraction, financial withdrawal, the fragmentation of credentials, AI acceleration, and a collapse in public trust. These are structural shifts, not cyclical trends. Systems fail when they exhaust their final reserves. In 2008, the market appeared functional until the second liquidity vanished and counterparty trust evaporated. Energy grids stay powered until the final megawatt of reserve capacity is spent. Higher education is currently consuming its last buffers of trust and endowment margin. Failures do not happen gradually. They occur the moment the accumulation of manageable pressures exceeds a single point of failure. In this environment, a wait-and-see strategy is an active path toward collapse. Most institutions respond to these forces by commissioning more reports and refining models built for a demographic reality that no longer exists. They are analyzing a landscape that has already shifted. The landscape requires definitive choices over more analysis. Proactive transformation involves deliberate action now. With reserves intact, you determine your institutional core. Imposed survival remains when action is delayed. As time passes, your strategic options disappear until external forces decide for you. Higher education will be rebuilt, that is certain. The remaining decision is whether you dictate the terms of that rebuild or wait for the market to dictate them to you. Navigating this shift requires a cold look at institutional ROI. Every underperforming program maintained out of inertia consumes vital capacity. Absorbing the friction of terminating them frees up capital to invest heavily where you produce exceptional outcomes for students. Decision 2 addresses the role of the human instructor in a landscape dominated by AI. AI tools now generate syllabi, provide instant feedback on prose, and adjust lesson complexity in real time. This removes content delivery as a competitive advantage, turning the traditional lecture into a commodity. Accepting this reality renders legacy teaching models obsolete. It necessitates difficult faculty retraining or the replacement of roles that focus purely on information transfer. When content is automated, the curriculum must elevate. The student experience must focus entirely on the high-value tasks only humans can perform: complex debate, empathy, and deep mentorship. Refusing to adapt teaching methods consumes your limited strategic capacity until the market eventually forces the change for you. Decision 3 targets accountability. The era of a degree carrying an assumed implied value has ended. Institutions must now explicitly track and prove that their degrees justify the cost. They must show a direct link between their curriculum and meaningful career outcomes. Rigorous tracking exposes departments with low market value. This forces leadership into uncomfortable overhauls of programs that have historically avoided scrutiny. Providing a definitive return on investment is the only way to rebuild student trust and secure long-term sustainable enrollment. Contrast these internal choices with the reality of an imposed restructuring. When internal decisions are delayed, external legislatures step in and make mandatory cuts. They prioritize fiscal survival rather than the educational mission. Externally imposed decisions are always faster, blunter, and drastically less humane than an internal redesign. They prioritize the balance sheet over the student experience. Avoiding internal political friction today guarantees a crisis dictated by external markets tomorrow. Survival requires clarity on what must be abandoned. Leading through this shift means acting on structural realities before a perfect certainty of the outcome is even possible. We can map leadership options on a scale of political effort and institutional autonomy. In the bottom left are the wait-and-see administrators. Choosing low effort today results in low autonomy tomorrow, as external forces eventually dictate your terms. In the top right are the proactive leaders. Accepting high political effort and internal scrutiny now is the only path to maintaining your institutional autonomy. The window to move from the bottom left to the top right is shrinking. The time remaining to make these decisions deliberately is running out. Your program array is where survival is determined. You must decide what cannot be preserved before the system intervenes and makes that decision for you. Rebuild your institution on your own terms today. Survival is a decision that cannot be delegated.